Hello, reporting from day 2 of the second test between Sri Lanka and Australia at the Galle International Stadium. I have to confess that I missed a part of the last session. I'm sure I'm not alone in this. I think Neville Cardus often did such things, he just didn't confess to them. I wasn't listening to the Halle Orchestra playing Beethoven's Fifth, but I was on the equally worthy cause of listening to Simon Lister at the splendid Galle Literary Festival talking about his book on the great West Indian cricketer Frank Worrell. And it's well worth going. Anyway, back to the game, all rather inevitable really. Despite what must have been a frustrating first half hour and a bit of a wobble in their early order, Australia finished the day in a position of complete command on 330 for 3, with Steve Smith on 120 not out of 239 balls, and Alex Carey 139 not out of 156 balls. As I say, the morning must have been a bit frustrating, the early part. Kusal Mendis started where he left off on Thursday evening, and he batted again very well, but he couldn't go on forever. They were finally all out for 259. Mendis 85 not out. Australia, well, they came on after 6 overs. They were 30 for no wicket. The Sri Lankan bowling looked totally toothless. It's a shame. Leharu Kumara, the fast bowler, looked so good in England. Jana De Silva, the captain, rather astonishingly opened the bowling himself. He hadn't bowled at all in the previous test when Australia got 650 for 5. In fact, by lunchtime, Sri Lanka had already used more bowlers than they used in the whole of the first test. Anyway, Jim Maxwell on the Australian radio was saying he'd never seen such awful new ball bowling, and he said the last thing you want to do is get out to it. At that very moment, Travis Head was caught behind off Nishant Paris, and then their best bowler, Prabhat Jayasuriya, came on and he dismissed Marnus Labuschagne in his first over for 4. They were in 37 for 2. So it was the Smith and Khawaja show again. Of course, Khawaja got a double century in the first test. They were 65 for 2 at lunch, and they carried on looking totally untroubled. Then Khawaja was LBW to Paris for 36, making it 91 for 3. And after that, well, what can I say? They've now put on, I think it's 295, 235, Smith and Carey. And what can you say about Smith? I've said it before on my blog, and I'll keep saying it. He is one of the all-time greats. We're very privileged to watch this person play cricket. I mean, he's not the most graceful batsman. He's not the most forceful batsman. He's not the fastest scorer. He's just extraordinary to watch. For him, cricket, more than, of course, all high-class sport is played essentially in the mind. But for Smith, more than anybody else, batting is a mental, almost a mathematical exercise. The way he frustrates the opposition, finds the gaps in the field. He scored runs everywhere. He even swept quite a bit. Of course, lots of people sweep in the subcontinent. Kusal Mendis swept a lot. Smith doesn't often sweep because sweeping is always a bit risky, and Smith's mantra is the annihilation of risk. But even he did it occasionally. Carey batted beautifully. He's had a fantastic game. It's funny how these things work out. Of course, Smith also, he's got 700s, I think it's 400, in his last 8 innings. I mean, it only seems a few weeks ago that people were saying he was finished and ought to be dropped. People are also having doubts about Carey. I mean, Joss Ingles is his deputy. Of course, Ingles played his first test in the last game and got 100. He was supposed to be coming in after the dismission of Khawaja, but he's done something to his back. Apparently he's all right now, but he couldn't bat. It gave Carey that chance, and my goodness, he took it. He had a great day yesterday with the gloves. Today he batted beautifully, batted with more freedom than Smith, I suppose, and he looked very good. People always say left-handers look better, of course, and Carey's a lovely player to watch. So 330 for 3 days to go. You know, what can you say? It's a shame. It was a depressing day, I think, if you're a supporter of Sri Lankan cricket. Again, it seems like only a few weeks ago they appeared, theoretically, to be in with a chance of appearing in the World Test Championship final. That seems almost bizarre now. They are clearly going to lose this game unless something very extraordinary happens tomorrow, which it probably won't.